Now, as I mentioned, I'm here with Mr. Thomas Camporeale, the General Manager for Co.As.It, the Italian Association of Assistants. Welcome, Thomas. How are you?
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, pleasure to be here. I'm very well, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here, let me say.
Thank you.
Tell me, can you please start off by telling me just a little bit about yourself and how long you've been associated with Co.As.It?
Okay, well, my family is originally from Puglia in Italy, but I was born here in Australia, but grew up very Italian, so speaking Italian, speaking dialect. I went to uni and I did social work and psychology and ended up working at Co.As.It. Started there in 2000 as a social worker. And I went with the philosophy that, you know, if you stick around long enough, they'll eventually promote you. So, so now I'm the general manager. I've been there 20 years. And I love what I do. It's a very we offer a wide range of services. So every day brings a new challenge, but also new exciting opportunities.
Well, being there for that long, you certainly have earned your stripes there, haven't you?
Well, indeed, yeah.
Look. Can you please tell me, our audience, what exactly is Co.As.It? Please tell our audience what it is and how it did come to be, where it actually originated from and its origin.
Sure. So look, the organisation was established in 1968, so we celebrated our 50th anniversary a couple of years ago. We've been around a long time, and we were established under the auspices of the Italian consulate at the time to maintain the Italian language and culture in New South Wales. But as all things do, the organisation evolved, and a couple of years later we started providing on-arrival settlement services and supports. So migrants were still coming out. We were actually at the ports providing welcome hampers, providing access to employment, second-hand furniture, and supporting the community to settle.
Roughly what year?
Early 70s.
70s,
So
yeah.
68 we started, but early 70s we were already involved in this kind of work. Organising social gatherings so that the community could stay together, could be together.
Was there a big influx of migrants that were coming out, and how were they actually coming out?
Yeah, look, the peak was for the Italian community was early 70s.
Yeah.
So post-war to the early 1970s,
yeah.
They were all by ship. Yeah. So they made that very long, arduous journey. In many cases, families were separated. So, yeah. You know, Dad would come out first, establish himself, and then call out for his wife and children who would join him, in some cases years later. And so those early days was about getting kids in school, gaining employment, and finding opportunities to settle. So Co.As.It played a role in that. But at the same time, we were teaching Italian.
Yeah.
So the Italian government was really interested in maintaining the Italian language for the children of the migrants, which I have to say had some foresight to it. You know, I mean, it's largely, I believe, why Italian is so well taught and spoken and respected as a language and as a culture here in New South Wales and in Australia more broadly.
So the young ones, the young immigrants as well, they were being taught English at an early age as well through this association? Well,
they were being taught English through the ordinary schooling system, and we were looking after their cultural needs and their Italian language needs. So they were doing that alongside. But the organisation continued to evolve, you know, and now, you know, 52 years later, we have two very main divisions. One around community services, so that settlement support that really evolved into aged care, welfare, counselling, and our language side, where we teach Italian to about 7,000 kids throughout the state. We have our own primary school, the first Italian bilingual school in the country and the only one in New South Wales, where we deliver the New South Wales curriculum, but in both English and Italian.
So it certainly was a much needed association for these newly arrivals, which is very, very important for them too, as well, to help them settle into a new country. Very strange to them. But are you able to tell us what services are provided for the community through Co.As.It?
Yeah, look, there's quite a raft of services. So in our community services, our largest program is what we call home care packages. So we're delivering packages of assistance to older people to enable them to remain independent and living at home and living in the community. And we do this by matching them with a community care worker who will provide personal care or transport services, cleaning services, shopping services, in the home, in the community, to avoid premature entry into residential care.
Okay.
We have a raft of counselling programs in mental health, drug and alcohol, gambling, youth and family. We have a very substantial volunteer network where we match volunteers with people living in the community or in residential settings. We have what's called a social support group program. So we have 19 groups throughout Sydney where we transport older people from their homes to a community centre and provide meals and activities for them. So that's our community services division. And then in our language services division is where we're teaching Italian. So we're teaching Italian in the school system.
Yep.
As I said, to some 7,000 students. We're teaching Italian after school to 500 students.
Yeah.
And we are teaching Italian to adults over 3 sites, although at the moment mostly online, but over 3 sites to some 600 adults who learn Italian with us, and then some other smaller programs here and there. But in a nutshell, that's our main service offering.
So Thomas, tell me, what is Casa d'Italia?
Casa d'Italia is our building, and it's
Sorry, I missed that one.
Casa d'Italia.
Yeah.
Is our building, and it's situated on Norton Street. It's our head office.
Yep.
We do have other properties at our school and our cultural centre on Norton Street, and a small office in the CBD. But Casa d'Italia is the symbolic home of Co.As.It, and I suppose to some extent the symbolic home of the community. It was a gathering place, so quite literally means home for Italians, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we try and live up to. It's a place where we welcome all people,
Yes.
all Italians, no matter if they're newly arrived or have been here for a very long time. It's a place where an Italian can come, feel comfortable, and get the assistance that they need. Back in the day, though, it had a social element to it. So
Yes.
Casa d'Italia was a meeting place, a gathering place, which then evolved into more assistance and more welfare as it is today.
It sort of takes me back as a meeting place for a lot of the Italians that came out from various parts of the country, the Apia Club. That was like a big family.
Indeed, yeah.
Gather, like everybody met there and everybody celebrated their birthdays, their parties, their
Lots of marriages were born out of that.
Yeah,
out of that
and
place.
of course the new arrivals that came out, it was always the Apia Club.
Yes, indeed.
And
yep.
it sort of grew from there. And I think it was a very big disappointment when the Apia Club sort of dispersed. It hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now, I hear there's a Co.As.It medal. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's awarded each year, the Co.As.It medal. And can you tell us a little bit about the initiative throughout the year of how that sort of comes about?
Sure. So the Co.As.It medal was inaugurated about 20 years ago.
Right.
And it was done to acknowledge outstanding contribution. So not ordinary, but something really, really above and beyond, voluntary to the community, to the Italian community. And the community nominates, so we just advertise it very widely, and the board makes the final selection. And it's quite a prestigious honour, a prestigious award. And, it can be people from all different walks of life. People who have contributed, been on a committee, fundraised, and not just for Co.As.It, but
social
fundraised.
work.
Absolutely. Yeah,
volunteer work.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we've had some outstanding, and people who are often not very well known, but are plodding away in the background doing really great community work.
Was Mama Lena a recipient? I remember Mama Lena many years ago. She is like the Mother Teresa or Florence Nightingale of Italy. Jeez. And the community.
Well, the Mama Lena Foundation gave us a very generous grant to build a multimedia centre at our school.
Yeah.
So we have a very strong partnership with the Mama Lena Foundation, and with her daughter Rosalba is just an absolutely wonderful person. So Mama Lena, yes, of course, an absolute icon in our community.
She'll never be forgotten.
No, nor should she.
Now, for our audiences out there, and our audiences, as I said, they may be interested in how they can get involved with Co.As.It. How would they go about it? They see Co.As.It, say, I love this. I want to be involved. I want to help people.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Absolutely. We wouldn't turn anybody away who has some time to give to us. they can do so by emailing us at info@co.as.it.org.au or call our office on 9564 0744.
And you can repeat that number for me?
Sure, 9564 0744. And just let us know that you'd be interested in volunteering in whatever capacity. And there are different ways to get involved. You can help us out in the office. You can visit somebody in a nursing home or in their own home. You can join one of our committees. There are numerous ways that people can get involved. If people are needing assistance, please don't be shy. Give us a call. You might not need it now, but it might be something that you're thinking of needing in the future, particularly around the aged care and community care needs. If you're needing some counselling support, then we can offer that, and we can offer that remotely at the moment if people are concerned about coming out. But by all means, we're there for the community. I find that people only understand Co.As.It in terms of whatever experience they've had with us.
Yeah,
so if
sure,
they've learnt
sure.
Italian with us, they think we teach Italian.
Yeah.
If they've received a community service from us, they think that we're a counselling service. We're all of those things and much more.
Yeah.
So give us a call, engage with us. We're still there, we're still operating, and we'd love to engage with people in the community. And we want the community to know what it is we do and how they can get involved.
Thomas Camporeale, thank you very much for coming along to Ferragosto. We hope you enjoy the rest of the day if you're staying around for a little while. But once again, thank you very much for your time and that valuable information that you've given us today.
My absolute pleasure.
Thanks very
Thank
much,
you.
Thomas.
Thank you.